I'm so relieved that he said that the program had made a mistake, because I have never had a pink dress, nor do I ever hope to have it. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have to create a new story. But thank goodness he made that clear. So, when I was growing up, the week before Labor Day was the week that my mother would take us shopping for new clothes that would ideally last through the whole school season. Usually we could get most of the things locally, but when I was 9 years old, I needed a new coat. And Mother decided that in order to really get a nice coat, we had to go into the city. We lived on Long Island, and the store that Mom had in mind was S. Klein, which was a rather well-known store in New York. It was downtown on the east side, and they were noted for having very high fashion at budget prices. So this day we got together, Mom and I, we got on the Long Island Railroad, went into Penn Station, and from there we took a subway downtown to S. Klein. We got into the store, found out where the girls' clothing was. We went up in the elevator to that floor, and as the elevator opened, I saw a mannequin dressed in a pink coat. This was a beautiful coat. It had a little velvet collar of darker pink, and sewn onto the shoulders was a fingertip cape. Ah, it was love at first sight. Mom, look at that coat. I love it. Pearl, we just got here. Take your time. There are lots of coats. And Mother made her way over to the counter where they had all of the different coats, and she started looking through the coats in my size. She found one that was a brown, practical-looking coat, sturdy-looking. And she said, Pearl, I want you to try this on. Mom, I'd rather try on that pink coat. Let me try that one on first. My mother saw that I was going to be a little obstreperous. So she said, okay, and she got the saleswoman to get that coat in my size. She brought it out, she put it on me, stepped aside, and I stood in front of this full-length mirror. Looking back at me was a princess. I realized that for the first time, I was looking at the real me. It was just beautiful. And I knew that that was the coat that I wanted. But my mother started saying, you know, Pearl, it's not very practical. It's pink. It's a light color. It's going to get dirty. I'd like you to try on the brown coat. Well, because Mother did let me try on the pink coat first, I thought I could only help by allowing myself to try on this brown coat. But I knew that I would never settle for anything so plebeian. So I did try on the brown coat, and Mom said, oh, Pearl, that's beautiful. It makes your eyes look so brown. You have that soulful look of a cow. Just the thing to make a 9-year-old happy. I said, Mom, I don't want it. She got the saleswoman over to try to convince me that this really was a much better choice. And of course, as a 9-year-old, I knew how to get somebody's attention. I started raising my voice, stamping my feet. There were tears trickling down my cheeks, and I was making so much noise that other shoppers were turning around to see what was going on. Well, my mother was completely embarrassed. And to placate me, she said, "All right, Pearl, we'll get the pink coat. You go into the ladies' room and wash your face while I pay for it." So, triumphant, I went into the ladies' room, washed my face, came out, and there was Mom being handed the shopping bag with a box in it. Well, all the way back home on the subway and the Long Island Railroad, I was thinking, wait till Dad sees me in this coat. He is going to be so thrilled. We finally got home, and as we opened the door, Dad called out, "Well, did you get a coat?" "Oh, Dad, yes we did. Wait till you see it." And I came in, sat in a chair, took the box, opened it up, tore the tissue paper aside, and looked. "Mom, they made a mistake. They wrapped the brown coat." And Mom said, "Pearl, don't get excited. Keep calm." I realized that you were really beside yourself. You were in a meltdown. And I know, and the saleswoman knows, that this brown coat would really be much better, that pink coat would be in the cleaners most of the time, and you wouldn't have any coat to wear. I felt so betrayed. I broke into tears, ran up to my bedroom, did not come down for supper. I never wore that brown coat. I don't know what happened to that brown coat. All year, I wore a coat with sleeves that were 2 inches too short. In time, my mother let me make more decisions about fashion, even when I made a mistake, if it wasn't too costly. And I learned that maybe sometimes Mother could be right.